there's so many that are so f***ing bull. It's so cringe. It's completely ridiculous. It's completely f***ing disrespectful. So I don't know why this is a f***ing thing. Go back to your agency, say brand awareness isn't keeping the lights on. Am I completely out of my f***ing mind? I already didn't have any friends in this industry. I'm absolutely going to have some enemies at the end of this video. What I'm going to talk about in this video is a lot of the things that agencies or freelancers will do to business owners so they can make more money and ultimately be less effective. I'm just going to call out a lot of the industry bull that you guys just don't know about or you don't know the impacts of on your business. Now, firstly, I want to talk about why so many digital advertising agencies are absolutely f***ing trash. Now, as you know, everything exists on a normally distributed bell curve, which means if this is average intelligence, 50% of the people that you know are below average intelligence. Now, what happens is as the sample size increases, there are just more and more average agencies, but the reason there's so many ones is because people interpret so people want to start a side hustle, right? Which, to be honest, this is what I wanted to do. My agency I always joke that it's just a side hustle that just got completely out of hand. But what happens is there's so many people that just use Facebook and Instagram that there are just more people that think, oh, I'm good at posting on Facebook and Instagram. I could do that for businesses and make them more money. And it's not true at all, because there's such a deeper understanding of not just marketing, but also sales and business economics that makes a successful campaign. And so a lot of these freelancers that just people that are like, oh, I went viral on Instagram Reels once, I could do this for businesses, and it doesn't work out. They wonder why. It's because there's just so many people using the platform that there's a certain percentage of them that just falsely believe that they could do this for other businesses. So that's one of the core reasons why there's so many ones. I actually don't have a pre-prepared list for this. I think the first thing I'm going to talk about is account managers. If you have a account manager at your agency, you are paying for a redundant role. You should ask your agency, hey, if that person's not the one doing the clicking and typing in my account, I want to talk to that person instead. Because typically the typical agency model, and this has been for decades as well, by the way, regardless of if it's print advertising or if it's anything else, you'll have the client, right? And then you'll have the specialist, right? So there might be a media buyer, some dork that's really good at Meta ads or Google ads or something like that, right? But because this person is speaking one language and this person is speaking another language, and also usually this person doesn't have people skills, they'll put a person in between an account manager. The client will talk to the account manager. The account manager will take that person's message and then tell it to the specialist, and then the specialist will go back and forth with the account manager, and then a message will go back to the account manager, and that account manager will take that message and send it to the client. And that process will repeat over and over and over and over and over again. Now, there's a couple reasons that this is completely stupid. Firstly, we learnt in second grade how Chinese whispers works. Because this person tells this person something, there's a percentage of communication to grade. And so by the time this thing's cycled, so much of the core message of why something should or shouldn't happen has just degraded. The other thing as well is the time lag. Because if this person takes a day for this person to respond, a day for this person to respond, they talk in the office, and there's so much time lag, and just the quantity of communication goes up and the quality goes down. And so, to be clear as well, we have a done-for-you department. We don't offer it. There's actually a 9-month waiting list, but we don't have account managers. And so, because I was looking at this model, I'm like, why is everyone doing it this way? This is completely stupid. I'm like, why don't we just give this person people skills and then they'll just talk to each other? Makes sense, right? Am I wrong? Am I completely out of my mind? I don't know why everyone's been doing it like that for so long. All right, what's another thing people do? All right, this one pissed me off because we had a member in the With You community that was paying 50 cents per text message. So there's a program called High Level, and I actually really, really like High Level. I suggest it to everyone. Our With You members use it. However, you can get an agency account. There's 3 plans, right? There's the normal plan, which I think is $97 a month. There's the second plan, which I think is $297 a month. And then there's a third agency plan, and I can't remember what I pay. I think it's $497, right? But under an agency account, You get unlimited sub accounts, so you can have like unlimited clients, but you get a few things as well. And the main thing that a lot of these agencies use is they resell high level. And so what it does is it lets you white label high level. And so what that means is when your client logs into high level, it will have like your agency logo there, it'll have like the branding, it will have like your agency's domain, and then it doesn't even look like high level. And so one of the things it lets you do is it lets you create plans for your clients. And so let's say, for example, like you're paying, what was it, $4.90? I don't even know what I pay. But if I wanted to, and I don't because I'm not a coward or a liar, what I could do is say, hey, this is our software and it costs $297 a month to get all the stuff you get in here. What they can also do, and what was f***ing this Withy member up, was, okay, so you get SMS credits, you can SMS and email, and you can charge for that. So you might pay, I don't know, 0.001 cents per text message. But there's a feature in high level under the agency account where it's literally a slider, and it goes from like 1x all the way up to like 50x or something like that. And you can just slide your profit margin up. And so you might be paying 0.001 cents per text, but you can charge your client like 50 cents per text message. It's insane, right? That's completely ridiculous. Imagine if you found out, because we had this member in it because he already had a high level account, and Chris found out he was paying 50 cents per text message. And he's like, what are you guys paying? Like 0.001 cents or something like that. Now, 50 cents doesn't seem like a lot on its own, but if you have like hundreds or thousands of contacts and you're sending all of them, that's an insane amount of money to just send text messages. It's completely disrespectful. All right, so that's another thing they do. It's just like they'll inflate the software margins and stuff like that and just like completely you on the deal. It's another thing that they do. Oh, okay, cool. So outsourcing to like VAs in the Philippines, I've talked about this heaps. So what they do is they do a like market of arbitrage. And so they might be charging you like, I don't know, $2,000 a month, but they can find someone like the Philippines or Sri Lanka or something like that that will do it for, I don't know, $100 a month, right? And then they'll just pocket this $1,900 difference, and all they'll actually do is you won't speak to this person because obviously you'll be like, why the f***, this person doesn't even speak English. And then they'll do that client, like account manager, and then like specialist thing. They'll do this just so that like you can't talk to the specialist and realize they're doing that. Cool, so that's another thing that they do. Okay, another one, they'll talk about like vanity metrics. Okay, so vanity metrics are metrics that just look nice, but they don't mean anything. So you know, like if you've been following me for a while, you know you just need 3 things if you want to grow a service-based business with paid advertising, right? You need clicks from the right people, you need landing pages that convert, and then you need conversations that close, right? So everything from an impression in your ad account all the way to money landing in your bank account, that's all covered. Because if you take like sales ad or you take, because imagine if you just had lots of clicks, which is what most of them report on, but you don't have like any landing pages, right? Well then, like let's say for example, you're getting lots of clicks, but your landing page converts like 1%. Well now you need like 100 clicks and like the economics might not work out. And so what a lot of agencies do is we go, oh, look how many clicks we got you. And so they only talk about 1/3 of what makes you money. Some of them are even worse than that. Some of them don't even talk about clicks. They'll talk about impressions. They don't even talk about traffic. They'll just go, look how many impressions we got you. Look how much brand awareness we got you. Go back to your agency, say brand awareness isn't keeping the lights on. It's like when DJs, I used to be a DJ, right? It's like when the promoter will be like, oh, like, we don't pay you, but you'll get lots of exposure. It's like, oh, okay, do I pay my rent and exposure? Oh, lock-in contracts. I don't know why this is a thing. So a lot of like agencies will sign you onto a contract that's like 12 months long. And they'll say it's like, oh, because like, you know, there's a testing period and like that. But like the testing period, if it's paid advertising, the testing period should not be 12 months. Like you can know pretty, like, at least be directionally accurate on how something's going to go after like 30 days of data. You don't need 12 months. If something's not working after like 30 days, you can just like, if something's not working after like 7 days, I'll make changes. Especially when it's paid advertising. It's not like you're waiting for the algorithm to like show it to more people. It's like, no, like you spend money, you get data, and then you adjust. It's like, what's the click-through rate, what's the conversion rate? It doesn't take 12 months to figure this out. I don't know why there's a 12-month contract. Also, I don't know why you guys are so scared of your contracts. It's just like, oh, I'm locked into a 12-month contract. I didn't know you guys were so scared of pieces of paper. God damn. All right, so 12-month contracts, that's another thing. Like, okay, this isn't a like bad thing that they do, but it's one of the inefficiencies of having an agency. And so, and to be clear, like we actually experience this as well. And that's why we actually tell people to do the With You program instead. A done-for-you agency makes sense for some businesses, but just not all, right? But it's just one of the inefficiencies of an agency, and it's honestly something that we experience as well. So the onboarding time might be like, to be clear as well, we're a lot faster than a lot of agencies. Our onboarding time is like your ads will be live in like 2 weeks. A lot of agencies, they're like 2 months. So what will happen, right, is the onboarding process will look like cool, like they signed or something like that, or they started, and then there'll be like an onboarding call, and then there'll be like, ours is really lean, but I think a lot of other agencies will do like an onboarding call, and then you gotta like build stuff, and then you gotta like review stuff. And the main thing that happens that slows things down is there's like all these little like time delays between these things. And so they sign, and then the onboarding call, they just might not be able to book for another 3 days. And then building, depending how fast the team is, it's like some agencies takes like a month to build stuff. There's like that. And then this review stage, this will just go like back and forth and back and forth, like depending on the client. So one of our prerequisites for being a done-for-you client is we only have a few, and like we're really picky about who we work with, but we just like don't want to do reviews. I'm like not don't want to do reviews, but like we ask them like, hey, on a scale of I'm not going to even read the ad, just publish whatever, and 10 is like I'm going to like call you out if the shade of pink is wrong with the graphic. Where do you sit when it comes to content reviews? Our favorite clients, and not the only ones we take, are like, yeah, just do whatever the you want. Like, you're an expert. I would just prefer to take your expert opinion than say, oh, I think we need to change the verbiage in this one sentence that no one's even going to goddamn read, right? And so unfortunately, one of the inefficiencies of agencies is because they're external to your business, there's all this communication lag that happens that really, really slows things down. It's another thing that happens with agencies. Oh yeah. Someone just enrolled in the With You program because they were experiencing this next thing with another agency. So I think Hormozy actually talked about this in his book. So what will happen is you'll get signed to an agency, and then you'll like go to like a senior account manager, and then as soon as things are working, you'll go to a junior account manager, and that person will it up. And then either it goes back to the senior account manager, and then they fix it, and then it goes back to the junior account manager, or you just churn out. And then it's just like, right? Because I know the economics of agencies so well. The profit margins are not good if you get onshore staff, right? And so this bouncing between senior and junior account managers happens a lot of other agencies. Again, with our done for, like we only have like you don't get palmed between account managers, or we don't even call them account managers. We call them digital ad specialists because that's what they actually are. We don't do that whole account manager thing where it's just like a sales rep like playing messenger hour between the client and the person that actually knows what they're doing, right? But this will happen a lot. And then, yeah, like we had someone enroll in the With You program that was like, yeah, I got handed to a junior account manager, and then they just ruined it, and then they couldn't save it. So that happens as well. Oh, okay. This one isn't about like digital advertising, but it's website design. So a lot of website design agencies will like break even on website design and then charge through the nose through hosting. So let's say, for example, I got two. So let's say, for example, you spend $2,000 on a website, probably going to pay more. It might cost them like $2,000 to make, so they break even, and so they'll get it in lifetime value. So then they'll charge you like $4,000 a year in hosting fees. They'll either do that or say, okay, well, you've got the website now, we'll do traffic for you. And then a lot of people that come to the With You program, they're like, oh, someone was doing our Google ads. Like we got a website built and we started doing Google ads. And then, yeah, it just like, it didn't work out or we got lots of traffic. I go, but the people that did your Google ads, also the people that built your website? And they're like, yeah. It's like, yeah, it's just like, they're good at web design, but they need an upsell. And so they just set up Google traffic campaigns just to increase the lifetime value on the tail end. So they'll either do that through hosting, like they might be paying like $40 a year for hosting, but they'll fade it to like $400 a year or something like that. Or they'll just like set up, again, they'll do the thing where they get a VA in the Philippines or something like that to just set up a Google campaign. They won't do any reporting, they'll just talk about like traffic and stuff like that. Okay, another one is industry awards. Industry awards are the cringiest thing ever because, all right, so industry awards are just PR campaigns. So if you ever get like, and I'm guilty of this too because I got like, that is years ago, it's like 2022. I got Australian Young Entrepreneur of the Year award, but there's also like all these like weird advertising and marketing like campaigns, and they're all just like popularity contests. It actually really reminds me of when I used to be a DJ working in nightlife because you'll just book your friends and it was just a popularity contest. Like that's all it is. It's just like who's really good friends with like, or at least close with or has a good relationship with whatever news media company is like running this award. Like it's more often than not just that. Like they don't look at the campaign reports most of the time. They're not looking at ROAS. They're not looking at the profit of the business. They're just like, oh, like who's like really close with us, and then we'll win this industry award. And it's like, who's are your awards keeping the lights on? No, there's so many ultra talented, hyper successful agencies that actually, and freelancers to be fair as well, that actually get incredible results for their clients. You will never hear about them, ever. Just because some other agency with some wanky logo is closer to the news company that's doing that award or something like that. All these there's so many of them are so bull. It's so cringe. And then they'll be like on their Instagram account going, oh, so on their LinkedIn. I have LinkedIn. If you go to my profile, it says this platform is so cringe. I swear to God, I think the last post I ever made on LinkedIn was just like me and 2 team members just like cooked at some music festival we did the ads for. But it's just like, it's so cringe. It's just like, they'll take a photo where there was like, so stoked to announce that we're named as the thing for this news cover. It's so cringe, I hate it. All right, that's the end of my rant. See you in the next video.